and welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods for the Xbox One. In this showcase I'm going to be showing off a really cool mod that I found. It's a fairly big one this time, and it's called the XCOM mod, which if you're familiar from the XCOM games, it's kind of based off of that with the squads. So to start off, you go into your aid when you activate this mod and you'll find radio command, which you're going to want to hotkey, and I'll show you why. So in this, you can basically control 3 separate squads. So when you click on this, you have 3, or you have a couple of orders there. You can request forces, which is obviously bring guys in. You can give them separate orders, or you can give all the squad orders at the same time, or you can completely reset it, or just cancel it in general, which will bring you back to this. So to start, different factions you can get lots of different people from the Institute. As you can see, you can choose your squads here, you 3 separate ones. So you can choose Institute, Brotherhood of Steel, Minutemen and Railroad. And also, if you go into your MISC category and you scroll down, you will find FCOM README, and the mod creator gives you basically a quick tutorial on all the different things in the game. So I'll show you. So to start off, I'll call in some of the Institute. So what you want to do is request forces, click the Institute, choose whatever squad you want. We'll go with Alpha since it's a start. And as you can see, you have multiple teams to call in. Now I've went through all of them, and scientists are basically useless. They just run and hide. Sometimes they spawn with a gun. So I'm going to call a few just to show you how it is. So we'll start with a team I think is really cool, which is the Heavy Courser Assault team. And since it's Institute, they just kind of spawn around just over the teleporter. So just click on them. Give it a couple seconds. And there they are. There's the Institute. So you can just control them away. You can talk to them individually. You can trade with them. You can dismiss them. To order them around, go onto your command, give orders. You can give to all squads or your separate ones. So we'll go to Alpha. You can get them to regroup with you. They just keep following around very closely. The second one here, loose formation, makes them follow kind of further back. Hold position, as you know, stand still. Secure perimeter, they'll actually walk around the area you're standing in, and they'll kill all the enemies. And guard location, they'll just keep walking around and shoot whatever as usual. And relax, they just stop doing basically whatever order you've after giving them. And sneak, they try to be stealthy. So there's a lot you can do with them, it's really cool. And another thing the mod creator has added is if you are in, say, a settlement like this and you go into your workshop, you can actually move them in. If you just press square on them to move, you can send any of them from any kind of squad you have to your settlement, but you can't get them back, so once you give them away, they're gone. So I'm going to show you a couple more from the Institute. So if you want to get a second squad, they're now Alpha, so we'll go to Bravo. And we'll call in some Synth Stormers. And again, instantly teleport to us. And now we have more in the squad. And once again, Institute, Charlie, we'll get some troopers this time. So now I have a full squad. And as you can see, you can order them around. I'll order all of them to, let's say, secure perimeter. Ah, there we go. Now, as you can see, they're starting to spread out. They'll go into all buildings, areas like that. They'll kind of make sure the place is safe for you. So they're all gonna kind of head on their own way now. And once again, to call them back, you just all squads, tight formation, and they'll all kind of run back to me if I move away a bit. So you can see they're all following me here now. And to dismiss them, you just kind of go up to them and just talk, and you can just dismiss.
Hey.
Just like that.
Hi.
So I'm going to get rid of these guys, and I'm going to show you the Brotherhood of Steel. Okay, now with them gone, with the Brotherhood of Steel, it's a little bit different. They don't just teleport in because they're not the Institute. So when you select them, we'll just go with Paladins, and now you're going to have to wait. And I'll show you why. So as you can see, it's a lot different in Institute, whereas they now come in on vertibird rather than instantly teleporting to you, and it's not exactly quick, but they do eventually come to your position. And with this, you're going to want to wait while they come to you, because it can mess up the mod a little bit. And once they drop off from the vertibird, they all hold position, so you're going to have to command them to kind of regroup with you. So I'm going to call in a couple more, and you can see what they look like too. As you can see off there in the distance, for the next two squads I called them in at this, like, kind of roughly the same time, so two of them come at once, so you can rapidly call them, but you can't call the same kind of soldiers. So if these are paladins, I can't call 3 paladins at the same time. So these are 2 different squads. To call more than one team of paladins, you're going to have to wait till the vertibird lands and then leaves again until it's out of distance. Otherwise they'll just think you're calling the same squad over and over again. So that's something to bear in mind when you're doing that. Okay, so now that the vertibirds are leaving, I'm going to issue commands, and I'm going to get all the squads to regroup on me. And the vertibirds will land in different areas in Sanctuary, so as you'll see now, they'll eventually try to find their way to me. Or they'll just stand still. Here's one group of them. Up, now they're up. Now they're all following me. So that's a couple of the squad. These are knights. This paladin is kind of like a high level paladin basically, as you can see by the armor. And sometimes he also drops with a minigun. I've seen a couple of them drop with rocket launchers. Basically all the kind of weapons that the warrior carries, it's random. You can't really pick a certain one. But they'll keep following you. You can give orders just like you count the Institute. So I'll get rid of these guys, and then I'll show you the Minutemen, I believe is next. So when calling in the Minutemen, as you can imagine, it's different from the Institute teleporting and the Brotherhood of Steel coming vertibirds, because the Minutemen do not have access to either of them. And I just call them in here as I'm talking. But what they do now is they run to your position from the closest flare point the mod creator said he's used. So whichever settlement you're closest, they'll run to you from there. And it does take a while to run to you, and they can get caught up in fights as they're getting to you. They can die, all that kind of thing, so you do have to stay in the one spot, and if they don't come, there could be a problem that way. And he also said if people complain about that, he will fix that system. So if you don't like that when you're playing it, you can let him know. So I'll wait around here and hopefully they get to me at some point so I can show them. Okay, so they've eventually showed up, and as you can see, I've called in some regular Minutemen. So they're just the standard guys you find on the wasteland. I've called in some Minutemen Rangers, who are a bit more fancier with their armour. They have rifled scopes, and as you can see here, these are heavy Minutemen, which have the power armour with the symbol of the Minutemen on it. So they're very useful. They take a while to get here, so you will be waiting a long time before they actually show up, but as you can see, they can be worth it, because they do look really cool. And they are quite well equipped compared to the regular Minutemen you'd find around the place. And once again, they work the same with the orders, all that kind of thing. So lastly, I'll show off the railroad. And as I'm calling in the railroad, it's worth noting that the railroad works the same as the Minutemen, where they have to run to you. So you will be waiting a while for the railroad reinforcements as well. So just keep that in mind when you're calling them. And just to let you know, when I'm going through these, I'm only picking the ones I've found the best. You can use others if you want, but I'm just using the ones that I think are more beneficial. So if you don't know the mod, you can always kind of explore, find which ones you like best. So since they're being called, I'll stand around and wait for them to show up. And here are the railroad. And since I've called them in, you can see they too have sets of power armour. They're railroad agents. Look really cool with the black armour and that kind of iconic fallout armour that you normally see, that you can't really obtain, but there it is. You got the kind of regular enough agents that should see you around the wasteland, or Commonwealth, whichever you prefer. And the third squad I called in haven't showed up, so I presume something must have happened to them. Oh no, here they are. They just look the same as the agents. Here are the scouts. So, as you know, all of them work the same. You can order them around all similar. Just whichever faction you prefer really is the one you call in. Personally, I prefer the Brotherhood or the Institute because they're a lot faster getting to you when you need help. the Minutemen railroad, they take a while, you have to wait in one spot, they can die on the way to you, so keep that in mind whenever you call them. So lastly, I'm going to get a couple of these guys from each one and I'll show you how they fight. So for showing off the fighting, I have some of the Institute, I have some of the Brotherhood. There's a couple more guys down there stuck. I'm using 2 of these just for the sake of convenience because they're quicker to set up. And to show you properly how they fight, I'm going to pick on the Brotherhood and show you how they act against them. So I'm going to give them a few orders. We'll get one squad to lose formation. We'll get another to stay close to us. And we'll get the third one to secure the area, or perimeter. So, let's see how they act. If I can get them to fight back. There we go. Oh, I put my weapon away so they stopped aggroing me. Okay, here we go. So you can see they're really strong at what they do. They're not exactly useless, so they're a good backup. And they're taking work quite well. They've practically wiped them all out actually. So yeah, they've wiped them all out. I think that kind of shows off what they can do so when you call them in. And how you use them, and once again you have to wait for the Minutemen and the railroad to show up if you want to call them in. So, you know, take them some time to get to you. So that's about it for this mod. If you liked it, I'd appreciate a like. If you'd like to see more mods or just videos in general, you can always subscribe. So thanks for watching and goodbye.